Let's be honest, people rarely admit it, but not having friends isn't always an accident. It's often the result of specific psychological patterns, habits of thinking, behaving, and perceiving the world that make genuine connection almost impossible. This isn't about being introverted or shy. It's deeper than that. Here's what psychology says about people who end up walking alone, even when they don't want to. 1. They overanalyze every social interaction. People who don't have many friends usually think too much, especially about people. They replay conversations in their head, dissect every word, and overthink how they came across. This comes from hyper self-awareness, a psychological trait where your brain constantly monitors how others might perceive you. It sounds smart, but it's social poison. Because when you're stuck analyzing, you can't relax. And people sense that tension. It feels like distance. Even when you're trying to connect, you don't mean to be cold. You're just trapped in mental observation mode. The truth is, your brain is busier analyzing people than actually bonding with them. 2. They have a low tolerance for inauthenticity. You can spot fake behavior, instantly forced laughter, attention-seeking, drama, and once you see through it, you can't unsee it. Psychologists call this high social perception, and it's common among people with advanced emotional intelligence. But here's the dark side. When you see the truth behind people's behavior, you stop playing along. You don't fake interest. You don't flatter. You don't pretend to be impressed. And in a world built on small talk and surface-level validation, that honesty isolates you. You're not rude. You're real. But realness makes people uncomfortable. They mistake your silence for arrogance, your independence for pride, and your disinterest for superiority. So they avoid you, not because you're cold, but because you expose their warmth as performance. 3. They are too self-sufficient for social circles. Most friendships are built on small dependencies, shared emotions, mutual reassurance, or constant contact. But people who don't have many friends rarely need those things. They regulate their emotions internally. They deal with problems alone. In psychology, this is called emotional self-reliance. It's strength on paper, but isolation in practice. Because human connection thrives on vulnerability. When you never ask for help, never open up, never show emotional need, people subconsciously feel useless around you. And over time, they stop trying. You don't push people away directly. You just give them no space to matter. You're not unlikable. You're just too self-contained for most people to enter. 4. They reject group mentality. People who struggle to keep friends often have one dangerous trait: high individualism. They don't follow trends. They don't mimic group behavior, and they don't conform just to fit in. It's not rebellion, it's wiring. Psychologists call this low social conformity. It's what makes you stand out, but it also makes you an outsider. You think independently, speak bluntly, and question social rules that everyone else blindly accepts. That earns quiet respect, but not closeness. Because people bond over sameness, not difference. When everyone laughs, you're analyzing the joke. When everyone agrees, you're asking why. And when everyone follows, you quietly step back. That distance keeps you honest, but it keeps you alone too. 5. They struggle with emotional reciprocity. Here's the truth few want to admit. Some people are bad at friendship because they don't know how to emotionally reciprocate. They understand logic, not warmth. They know how to support, but not how to share. In psychology, this is tied to alexithymia, difficulty expressing or identifying emotions. You care, but you don't show it in ways others understand. So, while people might admire your mind, they feel emotionally disconnected. You think being reliable is enough, but people need to feel seen, not just helped. And when they don't, they quietly drift away. It's not that you don't have emotions. It's that you process them privately. And by the time you're ready to express them, the moment's gone. Most people without friends didn't lose them overnight. They lost them gradually through tiny patterns, not replying fast enough, not showing enough emotion, not pretending when everyone else did. They grew too self-aware, too detached, too precise for a social world that runs on emotional noise. But here's the part people miss. Not having friends doesn't make you broken. It just means your mind values truth more than belonging. You can't fake connection. You can't dilute your personality just to fit in. And that's why you stand alone, not because no one understands you, but because few can match you. You don't need to change your personality, but you need to understand it. Because once you know how your traits shape your connections, you'll stop asking, "Why don't I have friends?" and start realizing, not everyone is built to handle me. If you want to understand how your mind actually works, not the sugar-coated version, subscribe, because here we don't just talk about motivation. We talk about psychology that exposes the truth.